Greetings, welcome back to Empyrion Galactic Survival, running the Reforged Deed and mod overhaul. We have, I should say, I have gone and mined out 40% of the silicon, about 30% of the iron, let's just go and pull up something I know is going to take a lot more materials than we've got. Here's what we've got here. We're still short carbon substrate for our ship, and we need copper. But we have enough silicon and iron, I do believe. Yeah, we should have enough silicon and iron to cover what we need for our small vessel we're planning on running, which is looking at doing this one. So we've got the iron, the silicon, we need the copper, which we will be getting shortly. We need a lot more carbon substrate. So what I'm planning is, like I had mentioned previously, we're going to go ahead and finish this up. I believe the next place it's going to send us is up this way, because this is a Talon area. So we're going to hit this copper deposit and mine out all the copper we can from there. And I already know I don't need weapons here. Sniper rifle. Nothing we're getting yet is screaming to me we're going to need it. I keep hearing the bubbling. I attribute to a monster that will attack you. I'm not seeing it, but I keep hearing that noise. That's why I keep looking around. I'm going to go ahead and take the money, search the body. Alright. Okay, so they changed the look of that. Now, there are fuel deposits on this ship, like these. We can't do anything because there's still a core on this ship. But we will take all of that. Take this. Go to the base we're looking at. dump some of the stuff that we can off. I don't think it will take it. It won't. We really don't need a second rifle, so we'll add that in there also. Examine the data pad. Oh, wrong button. Alright. So let's go ahead. I don't think... Yeah, we're not going to be able to dump that. Yeah, a lot of this stuff we're not going to be able to do anything with because we don't have the required items. Whenever I can, I am going to be just adding to the factory. Because we are still in the position where we need to run as light as possible. We don't have a lot of excess storage. Oh, yes. This is a... Oh, yeah. Oh, we're going to be short 2. I'm pretty sure this is going to not go in. That's going to go in. Alright, so our stuff is over here. How many did we drop? 5? Promethean pellets. Nice. How many do we get per cycle? 10. That's going to be a lot of fuel right there. Alright. Pretty sure we already got all the containers. What we really need to get is something we're not going to be able to do until we can do something here. My aim has gone to crap. I believe you hit this is the best place to hit it. Oh, that's not what I meant to eat. That's what I meant to eat. Alright. Titanium plates are not going to be needed yet. So what I'm thinking is let's go into the library, capital vessels. This, I believe, will have titanium. Yes, it does. Let's go and throw some of those rounds that we're not going to use in there also. Now, for the ship we want, here, it's the copper and carbon substrate that's going to hurt us the most. Let's do one of these, 2 copper. And a lot of this stuff we're not going to be able to do a thing with. Give this time to process. Ooh. I think we are going to end up leaving this here. Actually, foodstuffs, not really enough to worry about. What I'm trying to get is as much as we can handled. So we are going to take the drill, this, we'll throw that there, that there. Let's go with half the fuel. Take that, put that straight into the factory. All right. Wait a minute. What was this thing here? Sathium plates. We're going to add that into the factory. We're going to add a lot of this stuff into the factory at levels that we don't really need. I don't think we're going to get to the point where we have enough room. So let's go back to a capital vessel. I know we'll take all of this stuff. It's not enough. I believe for us to get be able to pick everything up out of this container. But that's going to be fine. That's south. Village is over there. There's the copper deposit. That's ooh. It did it to me again. It's mislabeling. Locations again. Oh, you dogs. Took out my good wheels. Yeah, that bike doesn't take much damage. I'm kind of curious. Kind of what I was expecting, a good XP bonus. I don't like how much that's hitting when I'm that far above its target point. Really, one crate? That's all we get out of a cave? I was really hoping for some better loot than that. Northwest. Alright, let's take a look. It is decent materials. And when we get closer to where the copper deposit is, where are you at? I heard the sound of like something attacking me. Actually, let's go ahead and just grab that. I should have known better than to hover right outside a cave, because I was pretty sure that was going to be a spider spawn point. Oh, that is a long, long way. Let's see if we can't get the required materials to make another bike. I'd really rather not run all that way. Problem is, I'm pretty sure it takes metal, and we don't have very much of that. Yeah. Uh, 10 minus 1. 1, 2, 3. 10, 20. 1, 2, 3. Take all the carbon we can get, because we're still real short on that, and we haven't found a carbon mine. I do not think this is going to be enough. Alright, let's see. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Whoops. 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Alright, we got enough. Alright, let's see what else we can grab out of here while that's all working. What I am going to do is actually, I don't think we got any nitrocellulose with us. And we're going to need more ammo after what I just used up on the spiders. So we're going to get the bike going, make up as much ammo as we can. Alright, bike is done. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 11. That's iron, right? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 32. That's 64. So 2 of these. And we get 24 out of it. Alright, that's going to give us enough for a couple rounds of ammo. And then go here and do the bike. Alright, what are we looking at? Stats. We're up to level 10. Okay, we don't have anything in tools. Nice. We don't have all the materials needed to upgrade the shotgun. That's not surprising. I don't particularly care for the SMG or the assault rifle. I'm not going to bother with those. We got the bigger fuel cell, oxygen extractor. Okay, we are good there. A lot of stuff here that I've got no idea about yet. Okay, these are schematics. But doesn't matter. Alright. Tools. Level 12 is what we really want. We want one of these and this. Weapons, I don't see anything that really jumps out at me. Auto mining devices. I don't like using them until I get to these 2 levels. Small vessel. Improved small generator. Mobile constructor. Fuel tank. Pentaxa tank. We'll go ahead and do these. I'm going to get this. I've never seen that before, and I want to see how that actually works. A lot of the stuff we're getting is making the ammo for the stuff we're doing. Okay, it's 12 for a shield, which doesn't really matter because the biggest thing, yeah, level 12, we're gonna need this also. But that's a lot of stuff we don't have. Alright, all this stuff. Ooh, there was something there I am interested in. So I'm not sure if the ship has it. Is detector. That's going to allow us to find stuff easier. Alright. Let's load up all of our loots. Eat that. I'm just going to eat one of these. unfortunately, we can't do a lot of more out of there. Go a little more westward, slightly to the north. There's a deposit on the mini map. Okay, so let's get 2 more of these going. Don't need anything else. Pick this up. Foodstuffs. 9 of those. Okay. So what I've generally been doing I don't know if I've got this close enough. The drone might go out of range before we get all the metal. I didn't look at distance as good as I should have. So this is the way I go and get the materials and everything when I'm doing this setup. Now, ideally, you want the laser miner. It's a lot quicker. But in all actuality, a hover miner and stuff like that is your best setup. All this crushed stone and things along that nature, we will be putting straight into the base. We got a lot of weight to go still. There's a good chance I might need to go and get some more stone to be able to get, not stone, wood, to be able to get us enough fuel to get all the mining we need done. And I do it this way because all I do is when my inventory gets full, or like here in a minute when we run out of fuel, it reloads I'll just hop out. And boom, deposit. And with this sand being this close, it's not that hard. We got very little movement we have to do. But what I do want to do is get some more fuel. So we've got that. Let's go with just 10 more fuel. Go into here. I didn't think it was going to take that. Go to our base that we're planning on doing. Yeah, we got a lot more stone to do and stone dust. Carbon substrate is nowhere near it. Let's check how this is looking. See, we already have the copper we need. We need carbon substrate. So we'll look for a bunch of carbon substrate. It'd be lovely to get a deposit of it, but that's not a necessity. We are close enough. So we just send the drone back out. And the next time we reload, same thing. We just go down, empty our inventory, start processing. The only time I change this up is if I run out of inventory space. Then I'll quickly bounce out, drop everything off, go back in on drone, pick up whatever I dropped before it despawns, and go again. So we are going to need a lot of carbon left. So I'd like to have, when we go to do the village, I want to have at least 100 rounds of shotgun ammo. More would be nice. Not necessary. The primary thing I want is our small vessel. So we can fly to the outskirts of their territory, park that vessel, and go on hover bike in. And I'll explain the reason for that here when we do our next swap out here in just a moment. You have to wait for it to finish the reload before getting rid of the drone, or else the reload doesn't complete. So, oh, not quite. 120, so 10, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do that. Actually, let's leave most of this fuel in here. That will give us more room. So, I don't remember where it's at. Solo missions, it's not that. Here we go. We don't have a lot of these done yet, but most of them, if you are in their territory without a certain level of friendship, you will lose reputation if you're in a vessel. So that's why when we go in there, I want to land a small vessel over in here. Actually, we'll fly around because that's a lot of experience. And get as close as we can, land, ride the hover bike in, do the quest line, run back out to the small vessel, and get away. That's the game plan. And in all actuality, we've already got I believe, yeah, we're at 50% already on that. 342. So let's take 342 off of the thought process. Copper. We need 571 copper. Okay, that's 2, that's 300. We need more copper. Put this to the factory. Get the stone in, because as soon as we're done with this quest line, they're going to send us out to talk to somebody else, and we'll have a small vessel by then. I want to fly around and find out where we want to set the base up at that time. And while we're out flying around, I'll do the stone dust and crush stone off camera. It's just going to be a while to gather that with this. Carbon substrate also. But we are looking pretty darn good for most of this stuff. Let's get another line set up of copper. We might actually finish off this copper node. Now, if you're playing a multiplayer server, do not mine until you are at 0% on a deposit. Always leave a percentile in there because it needs that to respawn. Unless they've changed some stuff around. I believe it was where the starter zone planets will respawn at period, but I don't remember enough. It's been too long since I played. But that is something I do remember, is you don't want to mine out all of a deposit on a multiplayer server because it doesn't respawn. It'll respawn, it'll clear up your hole that the mine was in with just dirt. It won't give you the deposit again. So you always want to keep an eye on that. We're at 10% ore left. 96. Let's go to 100. That's good enough. One, two. We'll take this, put this over here. Okay. We might need to get some more, but we'll get more copper pretty easily. I'm going to go ahead and and start emptying this out of everything. Let's go ahead and throw those wood planks in. The wood will not go in. These bones won't go in. That won't go in. Salt won't go in. Nitrocellulose won't go in. This needs to get moved into bars. Take this, take this. That's not going to let me do any more copper. So we go into a ship I know that can take it. And we're just going to load it all up. Boom, boom. Get you put away. Dump you off there. 5. Okay, so let's see if this is actually going to work. All right, we got the crash ship where it's supposed to be. Let's head back. And I'm thinking I might end this video here. Once we get back to the crash ship, we're going to go through some stuff. If I remember right, I don't think we have enough material to do what we want. I think I'm going to grind out the material we need for our small vessel. So a lot of it's going to be this kind of running around. So what I think I'm going to do yeah, this is real fun in the dark. I don't want to cheat, turn gamma up or anything like that. Whoa, is that what did I see what I thought I... Yes, I did. That's a bad bug. That's a bad bug. All right, crash ship. All right, back at camp. Let's go ahead and dump all of this in here for now. See, some of this stuff I really don't want to get rid of. But some of it we need to. Alright. So I got a plan. We're going to grab this, this, this. Let's grab... Okay, that's not going to work. what do we still need for our small vessel? Carbon substrate. Not all that much carbon substrate. And that would be a pretty good chunk of the weight by filling that fuel tank up. The other option is to leave a lot of our stuff down here that we don't need to carry. But I don't want to do that because we'd have to come back here when we spawn in that ship. But I do know there's a lot of carbon substrate stuff we could pull out from right around in here. Mechanical components. Steel plates. Okay, that's not going to help us. That's an oxygen bottle. We got this fuel. Oh. Yeah, I really don't want to leave a lot of this stuff here. Now, if we do... Let's look at... I need carbon substrate to even make ammo. I don't want to skip another 8 hours because there's going to be so much stuff gone. Oh, I'll explain something else about this ship. Right now, we can't disassemble this ship because there's a core on board. I am pretty sure the core is behind that plate. None of our weapons can damage that plate. So, because of that, we can't gain access to it. But if we look at the ship, and we come back with a small vessel, we could blow this area up and take out that core, I believe, which will give us a lot of very high-end materials when we go and scrap a lot of this vessel. Because it's single player, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to. In multiplayer, that's an admin core. You can't destroy it because this is a quest point. It's got to stay up. But we got multiple ship engines and other things on board this ship that if we were able to take them apart and put them in the inventories, we'd be able to make our a very baseline capital ship. We'd get a lot of fuel off of it. and other things, but we just can't do it right now because of that core, like that motor. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Because right now I'm just waiting for daylight to be able to see better. But I'm pretty sure... Ooh, that's wheat. That we're not going to be able to do a bunch of different things we need to do until full daylight. And I don't think this area has it anyways. I think we're going to be doing something else for a while. And it's going to be a lot of time type stuff. It's going to be a lot of Boing type of gameplay. So I'm going to go ahead and end this here and get the carbon substrate we need. Spawn our small vessel back here, fill it up, and yeah, not enough. I thought I saw there it is. I hit F thinking I'd get light, and I jumped off. So I jumped off the ship because another game I was playing, F turns the lights on. So yeah. So what I'm going to do is run around this little area here, gather up all the material, and I'll see you next time around.